Hey everybody, this is Curtis with the Rude Awakening. Making this video is about the current so-called drones that everybody's going crazy about. I'm gonna tell you exactly what's going on. You can believe it whether you want to or not. It's up to you. Uh, it's my personal opinion. Out of what I've learned over the years and what I've seen, here's what I believe is going on. First of all, we have been being visited for years, for eons, probably since the dawn of man. Uh, Other races have been coming and going here and actually delving into our development or lack thereof, however you want to look at it. Bottom line is they've been coming here. It's about what you read in the Bible and all other religions. But of course, man and in religion have put their twist on it. So that's the way things are. Up to now, current date, this is what's going on. There are beings out there that says it's time for us to graduate or move up, elevate ourselves, and know without a doubt that we are not alone. Never have been. However, there are so-called elites, people that run the world, countries that don't want this to come out. And it's not about so much about alien other races. If you have any logical thinking, just looking at how big our galaxy, yet alone the universe, how vast it is, and to think that we're the only one to see it is ridiculous. And then also this notion, well, they I believe that they are, but they're so far away they can't get here. That's ridiculous too, because you're saying that you're so arrogant to think that we have all the technology that ever could exist. Excuse me. So, bottom line is they are forcing the hand of those that are supposedly in charge. That's what's going on. But also going on is a lot of other things uh, that have been happening on this planet. A whole lot of things that are culminating is coming to one crescendo, I guess, if you want to put it that way. Uh, First thing first, we have to clean up our governments. We got to get rid of the corrupt people. This is what's going on right now. Okay, they have been holding us back. One of the main things that they're hiding is not about the aliens; it's about the energy that they use, the technology, how they're able to travel distances. Look, there's no need for us to be using natural gas, oil, any of that. Uh, Tesla proved that a long time ago. And what did he get for his troubles trying to help the world? He basically died penniless, and they went in and they stole all of his ideas. So, for one, people need to educate themselves on what's going on. Cut the TV off. Stop looking at all of the nonsense and pay attention to what's going on, because what's happening now is one of the greatest stories of human history. Now, with that being said, with this drone thing, I think it's going to go on. They're not going to tell us anything. Basically, people are going to get used to it. And I think that's the idea. Oh, it's just drones. They've been flying for months or whatever. It's nothing new. It's pushing the envelope to get us used to this uh, stuff flying. Them saying, hey, they don't know. Well, if they don't know, it must be extraterrestrials. A lot of you young folks don't remember. Older folks probably don't really pay a lot of attention to it. But back in '97, the Phoenix Lights, a huge craft floating silently over Phoenix, Arizona. And the governor came out later on and said, yes, he saw it. It was a large craft and he knew it wasn't from this world. Um, but at the time, he did the alien joke thing, having a guy come out in a alien suit and telling people that they were, they need to lighten up. But basically, what he was doing was trying to relieve the stress in people because he tried to get answers. And by the way, this guy was a ex-military pilot, so he couldn't get any answers from anybody above him. And he felt he was doing the only thing that he could do was try to lighten this situation. But it caused a lot of people to get angry, a lot of credible, everyday people that saw this craft, this huge craft, what they said was a mile, at least a mile wide, large. That's how huge it was. And excuse me, the all the people that saw the vehicle as it flew silently over Phoenix, Arizona. Because the news media make light and joke of it, people don't take these things serious. So we're at a point now that the envelope's being pushed. We're going to make you tell people the truth. So it's going to come out. I actually had some posts that I've already said that I thought at the end of 2025 that we would know without a doubt that we're being visited. And my thinking was that there would be craft high up in the air. I was thinking maybe closer to the moon. And by the way, they have craft that can be as large as a moon. So they could be far off in space, and yet we can still see them. That was my feeling of what was going to happen. That's just something that has come to me, saying that was going to happen. It still may be, as they are showing these smaller craft. Some of them are drones. They are drones. And it may be that there's a section of the military maybe that are putting them up to try to hold off the outing of this information. Who knows? But I look at some of them. Yeah, you can tell they're drones. Some of these things people are posting are planes in the distance, and they look like moving stars. And as they get closer, you may see the blinking lights. The red green lights. As they're approaching The pilot has its green light on the right side, uh, red on the left. So if you see him coming towards you, you know you can tell which direction the plane is going. Some of what's being posted are planes. However, the lights that you see that move sporadically, quickly, in and out, in between each other, darting up in the air towards space and back and all. Those are, in my opinion, alien craft. Now, with that being said, this is another thing that's going to come out and is going to piss a lot of people off. We have technology where we can go into space. These corporations that have this technology, and this is one of the reasons why Congress and political people can't get clear answers, is because all of this technology was put in the hands of private corporations to keep it secret and not able to bring this information forthright because, oh, well, you know, it's in a secret department. We don't have access, yada, yada, yada. Well, at the same time, you have, again, these so-called elite people that are taking advantage of this technology and using it for their own purposes. While our money is used to develop these vehicles that they have been using for their own purposes. Now, my understanding, there's something like a breakaway civilization of things that are going on that we have no idea. I quite frankly believe we are already on Mars. There's some contingent of people on Mars. I've seen pictures. Uh, some of this stuff I used to save it and keep track, but it was for my own purpose, and I just don't keep up with it. But a lot of the pictures when we first had the rovers going to Mars, and people used to they would download the pictures at JPL and you could go over them. Well, the very first ones you could blow up and see a lot of stuff. There were some pictures where you actually could see there's one picture particularly where there were two people like they were inspecting some type of crash. I don't know whether it was recent. It seemed like he was like old, but you can make out the bodies, making them that they were humanoid. This guy, the one that I particularly remember, is like he had almost like a bomber jacket. I don't know if he had like a jumpsuit on with a bomber jacket on it, but he had, it seemed like a tank or some type of breathing apparatus on his back. Okay, I pulled back during that time. JPL actually had the picture location where you could type in that number and actually find that picture and blow it up. Well, people were finding so much stuff that what they did was they turned down the resolution. So you would get the pictures that were clear, but when you go to blow them up, they would be blurry. So at that point, I just stopped looking. I saw enough to convince me that we were there. Now, who else is there? That's up for discussion. But I've also read things that people that are were willing to come out and talk about this stuff that are saying yes, we there, we have colonies on other asteroids. Um, One of the things that the guy, it was Ben Rich, who was in charge of the skunk works with all the technology with black budget projects and all. He said one time, he stated one time, it said that we have the ability to take ET home. Now that's something that he said. A lot of people have heard that statement and stated that he said it. How far that goes, I believe that we do have this technology. Now, as far as a lot of things that we could have developed on our own, uh, for example, I'm no physicist, no scientist or anything, but I think the ability for cold fusion, I think we can do that. I think we have the ability to use other than these chemical rockets that we're using. I believe they've uh, solved the gravity problem for ships traveling in space. I believe all of that stuff has already been solved. Uh, so, with that being said, there's a struggle going on right now for it's about knowledge, it's about information. You know, these beings are trying to wake us up. They're giving us a nudge, just like they've been doing for years, all the way back from Roswell uh, up to this point, trying to nudge us along to get this in our psyche that, hey, you're not the only ones in the galaxy. And one of the things that I've heard, which why it's so important, because they don't want us to be using any nuclear type energy, because it not only affects this planet, it also reverberates out into the cosmos. So it affects them as well. So that's another big reason why they're saying, hey, we need to curb this or nip it in the bud now. Uh, it's taken years since the what do we call the Roswell crash, where even people back then talk about the uh, confiscation of downed craft, which they found a way to bring craft down, disrupting their I would guess say their frequency field. That caused disruption that was bringing craft down. So bottom line, because I can go off in a lot of different directions with stuff I've learned over the years, things I've seen that I personally know that we're not alone. Now, it could be either one or two things: ET craft or technology that they're not releasing to the human population. So, which one is it? This is Curtis with the, I think I'm going to start calling these the Curtis Chronicles. This is Chronicle number 3. Take care.